Welcome to Green and Glamorous Living. In this video, I'll show you two pumpkins. As you can see, one is quite big and one is at least 1/4 of that first one. So these are totally ripe Asian pumpkin that I grew last fall, and I kept it in my cellar. I grew a bunch of them, so I have some of this large one and some of the smaller one and some in between the size wise. As you can see, this is the end of February and I have the snow. We had a few times snow in end of January to February, and end of February we had a few times snow, including the freezing rain, which is kind of sealed off the surface layer, and the sun is not really getting the sun. The ice melted because of the top layer is sealed with the coating of the ice from the freezing rain. So anyhow, so the reason I showed, I'll be cutting one of this pumpkin and cook. And this pumpkin I grew over the course of summer. And one of the best way to use this pumpkin is that you eat some of them green or ripe when in fall, or green in throughout the summer. Also, you can save them, harvest them once they are dried and kind of like this brownish color will that means that the rind is totally ripe and matured. So you could keep this in the cellar for 3-4 months. So now it's February. Think about it, that I harvested end of October. So it has been sitting in my cellar for 4 months. And so various way you could cook the pumpkin. I have another video that I posted much earlier, cooking Asian pumpkin. You could saute it, you stew it, you could cook with the shrimp. So now this video I'll talk about it. As you see, that large pumpkin and the small pumpkin, and you'll be surprised to know that these are from the same plant. And I'm going to talk to you about why this two different sizes grew in the same plant. And since I saw that over the course of the time how the plant was growing, and I have the answer. So because I observed that how plant grew, and so the first small on the right side, you see the smaller one. So they actually, after the plants was climbing on the trailers, I put in a trailers because I don't want the groundhog and deer gets my pumpkin. So they started to sprout. The pumpkin bud, and the young pumpkin was growing in beginning of June, and then from mid-June to almost early July, we had 3 weeks of drought conditions. So I was giving some water to keep the pumpkin plants alive, and later on in July we had again rain, and end of July we had a couple of weeks of drought again. So during the drought, this pumpkin actually was growing, and though it's taken about 2-3 weeks to totally a pumpkin grow to its full shape. So that's why, because the plant did not have enough water, so the pumpkin couldn't grow big. And later on, was in August, so in August I have lots of rain. So same pumpkin plant because the plant had enough water, it's really made the pumpkin grow its natural shape. So this would be the pumpkin that you will have this kind of ridge, that opening. So that's a say. So this one is kind of, you see, that couldn't grow enough, so small. So this is, I thought that this was a very interesting to see that how actually the not having enough rain water could cause vegetable to grow in a different shape and smaller size. So and I realized that how actually the rainwater is so important to have enough rain on time, because carrying with a bucket of water or hosing the supply water or water whatever you can get, it's not enough to especially for plants like pumpkin or gourd. It's not enough to have it full size crops that you can have. So once again, that yes, rainwater is we have to depend on, and it really can change that how much production wise you can have. So hopefully you like this video enjoyed this information and the pumpkin, and hopefully you will get some idea from my video and grow pumpkin next time, and you will see that how pumpkin is so useful vegetable that you can not only have during the time that is growing and the time in the fall that you can actually eat that throughout the year, and you don't have to block your refrigerator or fridge section, or you don't have to worry about canning or any of those process. It simply can put into cellar, and 4 months later you will have exactly the same pumpkin that you put in end of fall. So thank you for watching.